Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Happy Saturday morning. Hope you're doing well. Say hello in the chat so I can shout you out. You know I'm always moisturizing when I start. Gotta moisturize. Hope your Saturday's going well. Hope your week went well. It's been some heavy weeks, right? It's been some heavy weeks these past few weeks. We've been dealing with a lot since March. It's been a lot to process, especially from being home to now being home and having to deal with so many other things, so much things, it's say their name, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, it's just so many. We have to stop being able to do that. But hey girl, hey, you back. But yeah, it's been heavy, but we got each other. We're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it through. I'm glad to see you back, Miss Andrea. Welcome back, Dre baby. I know that places are beginning to open back up again, and it's been already posed like, okay, are you going to do outdoor yoga again? And I do plan on doing outdoor yoga. It's just I want to make sure that, with being able to gather outside. A lot of places are entering into phase 2. If you're home in the DMV where I am, they are starting to allow people to gather and lifting the restrictions. So, I don't know how a live outdoor would be. I would have to see how that works. Bandwidth might be terrible, but we will see. Maybe I could record a live outdoor, because I do a lot of outdoor, but we'll see. Hey Jackie, good morning. I'm gonna pick our intention card for the day. I really like to, give it a little shuffle and then pick a card that speaks to me. These cards be on point, I tell you. Thanks to Dre Baby. Thanks, Dre Baby, for these cards. I did put a link in my description if you actually want to get your own intention cards. I pick an intention card every single day, and I send it out to people who, also want to get an intention word of the day. So they're on my website. They're also on the link in the comment below, comment section, the description box. That'll take you right to Amazon. You'll get it. Hello, Yolanda. Good morning. All right. So I didn't share what the card is yet. We're going to get started in a few minutes. Wrap this hair up before we get started. And I want you to think also about dedications in your practice. Not only just intention words, but also dedications. If you want to dedicate your practice to someone, to something, some cause, there's a lot of things to dedicate towards. I just finished watching Dave Chappelle's stand-up. Well, it wasn't really a stand-up, but it was so powerful. So powerful. If you haven't watched it, Google Dave Chappelle 846. It's on YouTube. I think it's sponsored by Netflix as a joke. So if you haven't watched, please watch. It was powerful. Oh, okay. All right. I see my mommy gave you the invite. Thanks, Yolanda, for joining. All right. We got about 3 more minutes. So I do want to get into the intention word. And before I do that, actually, I want to make sure for any props, if you have blocks, you can use blocks. I'll try to make sure that I cue like, hey, this is a good time you can use a block. And then also we are going to do a little bit of standing today. So if you have a chair or maybe the wall that's handy, you can also use that as well, because I want to make sure that you're good. So, all right, let me get started now with the intention word. You won't be able to see it. Let's see. Have to make sure the auto focus. There we go. If you can see that, right? Perseverance. As a people, especially like if you don't identify as African American, as a people, as my people of color, we've been through a lot, but we persevere. We persevere. We're strong. We're strong people. So perseverance is the word today. I promise I'm going to keep this light. I woke up in a really good mood today. I woke up feeling strong, feeling happy. So I want to keep that going. So I feel like this mat is like off center. It might be just me. Maybe I'm just a little off center, but we'll see. We're going to all get there. All right. We're going to start with the breath. We got one more minute. I see more people have joined, so let's give them a chance. Say hello in the chat if you just joined so I can shout you out. And then we'll get started. We're going to make it a fun flow today, so be prepared to flow it out. All right, you ready? All right, let's go. Hey, mommy. Hello. All right, let's get started with the breath. And then every time I say breath, it just brings me back, so bear with me. All right, let's get started. Nice, comfortable seated position. Doesn't have to be cross legs. We're going to take those inhales in through the nose. Hold, exhale, open mouth. Let those shoulders come down. Inhale in. Hold, exhale out, open mouth. Inhale in. Hold, exhale, open mouth. Inhale in. We're going to hold. Exhale, close lips. Still get that vibration. 2 more just like that. Inhale in. And exhale, close lips. And 1 more. Inhale in. Exhale, close lips. Bring that chin down towards your chest. Bring those hands behind you. Fingertips extend out behind you. Shoulder blades to touch. We're going to get that chest open nice and early. Get those shoulders back. Pressing that chest forward. On your next inhale, bring that gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, return the chin to neutral. We're going to take that right ear down on our right shoulder. If this is too much for you with your shoulders back and your hands behind you, you can always come up and bring your hands down by your side. Maybe you slept wrong. That neck might need to stretch out just a little bit more. And up and over to the opposite side. And back to center. We're going to inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Gaze up towards the ceiling. And on that exhale, forward fold. Allow your body to come down wherever you are. Forearms come down towards the mat. Allow your head to get heavy. And on that next inhale, walk your hands back up towards your body. We're seating up nice in a comfortable position. Take those feet out in front of you. Wiggle those toes. Move your toes around. Sit up nice and tall. Get even in your sit bones. Flex those heels back towards your body. We're sitting up nice and tall, taking those hands down by your side. You can gently press into your fingertips. Okay, press into your fingertips, that first and second knuckle. I want you to feel how that feels, because when we transition into those standing poses and we go into downward facing dog, that's going to be the same position. Notice how you're light within your wrist. So you're not putting that pressure on your wrist, you're putting that pressure on your fingertips, that first and second knuckle. Those hands are tracked forward. When we transition and we go into that down dog, come back to the same posture with your fingers and your hands, your feet. Wherever you are, when you get there, lower your head. On that inhale, bring the arms back up overhead. Exhale, lower them down. We're going to transition, come into those hands and knees, tabletop position. All right. Keep those knees hip distance apart. Again, those hands are pressed down into the fingertips and the first and second knuckle. Lighten those wrists. Shoulders are back. Start your cat-cow. We just woke up in the morning. All right. So inhale, lower the belly. Bring the gaze up. And on that exhale, arch the spine, chin to chest. Push away with your hands. Reverse, inhale in, lower the belly. Gaze up. Exhale, arch the spine. 2 more, just like that. Inhale in. Exhale, arch the spine. Last one. And exhale. Make your circles. Roll it out. Get those snap, crackle, pops out of there. Move your hips. Pause, and we'll go the other way. Hello, hello. I see some people just join. Hello, hello. Gonna pause here at the top. Let's take those knees out as wide as our mat. We'll get to our child's pose nice and early. Shift the weight back towards the heels. Bring the hands out, forehead down towards the mat. Relax those shoulders. Walk your hands over to your right side. You can place that left hand on top if you'd like to stretch it out a little bit more. And walk your hands over to your left side. And back to center. Going to bring that gaze towards your hands. Shift your weight back into your hands. Come back to that tabletop position. We'll tuck our toes underneath. Shift your weight back towards your heels. Gentle toe stretch. This can be intense, so make sure you're doing it nice and gentle. We're not shifting all of our weight back there. So keep that center of gravity. Keep that weight distributed. Shift the weight forward. As we push back to our first downward facing dog, we pedal out our feet here, bending opposite knees, moving your hips. And now shift your heels back, come back to stillness. You can put a bend into your knees if you need it. Bringing that gaze towards your hands, walk your feet towards your hands. We're in our first forward fold. These forward folds, this is the first one. Slight bend in your knee if you need it. Allow that belly to come down onto the thigh. Bring those hands down. Head is looking behind you. Relax your shoulders. Grabbing opposite elbows for ragdoll pose. Gently shift your elbows from left to right. Maybe begin to straighten those legs. Getting a little bit deeper into your forward fold. Again, listening to your body. You want to feel the sensation of stretch. You don't want to feel anything popping, anything here. You want to feel a stretch along your muscles, okay? On that exhale, release your hands down by your side, back to that forward fold. And we're going to gently walk the hands up the body. Nice and gently. When we get back to standing, bringing those arms up overhead. Hands to touch, slight back bend. And on that exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to shin for a flat back. Letting that shoulder come back. We plant the hands down on the mat. We step back to our tabletop position. Untucking your toes. Want you to stay here. Unless you're comfortable with lowering yourself all the way down and then pushing up for your chaturanga and your lower down dog here. That upward facing dog, you can come all the way down. Gently pressing into your hands underneath your shoulders. Gently press into those hands. Feel that lower back start to activate. Your gaze is neutral. On that exhale, lower your head. I'm going to do that one more time. Press into your hands, bring the gaze to neutral. Feel that lower back. Shoulders are back. On that exhale, lower your head, tuck your toes, shift your weight back, push back to your downward facing dog. Now remembering as we flow through, you don't have to come all the way down to the ground. You can just immediately push back to your down dog. Bring your gaze toward your hands, walking your feet toward your hands, or back to a forward fold. On that inhale, bring arms all the way up overhead, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to shin for flat back, shoulders back. I'm going to plant the hands down on the mat, step back and flow. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. If you want to flow it out, elbows together as you push up to your upward facing dog. And we shift back. I want you to take 2 breaths here, really pushing away with your hands, again lighting your wrist, heavy in that first and second knuckle. Walk the feet towards the hands. Forward fold. On that inhale, come all the way up. We're warming up the body nice and slow, saluting the sun. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to shin for a flat back. Plant your hands down on the mat. We step back and flow. We all meet in our downward facing dog. We're going to stay here in our mountain pose. Bring the hands down. We're going to allow the feet to be hip distance apart. Palms are going to be faced out in front of you. Slight bend in the knee if you need it. That spine is neutral. You don't have to be in an awkward pose. Just nice neutral spine, shoulders back. We're going to do a little bit of standing work because we really don't get a chance to really stand. We're seated and then focusing on that posture. So those shoulders are going to be away. So you're bringing those shoulders back, nice neutral spine. We're not going to be hunched in. We're going to engage that core. I want you to shift your weight into your right foot. So just gently shift it over. We're going to turn that left foot out. Turn it out to the side. So now it's going to point out. We're going to gently bring that heel right over our right ankle. So we have it out here. You're welcome to stay here. You're welcome to transition. Hold on to a wall. Transition to that left side. Towards that ankle. You're welcome to stay here. Wherever you are, hold on to a wall if you need it. And then we'll also take it up. You can leave it here, or you can take it all the way up. Now, when you notice within your body, we're not symmetric. We're not symmetric. So one side might be a little bit better than the other. It's okay. And you're welcome to also hold that foot if you need to hold it. That's cool. No judgment here. This is yoga. This is a practice, not a perfect. All right? You can allow your hands to come up. You're engaging that standing leg. As you see, my branches are swaying. Some days are like, hey, you got it. Other days it's like, It's a practice. And when you're ready, lower your legs and your hand. Shake it out. Going to take those feet nice and wide. Heels in, toes out. I want you to shift your hips. Bend in the knees. All right. Come back to stillness. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Bring the gaze up. On that exhale, we're going to bend the knees, squat down, hands come to goddess arms. Goalpost arms, whatever you want to call it. Squat down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, come up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, come up. Turn the toes forward. Exhale, forward fold. This is our wide forward fold. Shift the hips, left to right. Going to heel toe your feet together back towards that hip distance apart. Forward fold. And on your inhale, come all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, come down. We're back to our mountain pose. All right. We're going to warm it up a little bit more. Let's come back to the top of our mat. Let's start engaging in that sun salutation V. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to forward fold. We're going to bring those hands to the outsides of our feet. Put a slight bend into the knee. That belly can be on your thigh. You're going to bring those arms right overhead. If this is too much on your shoulders, feel free to Superman arm. And then you're going to elongate that spine. So elongate that spine. Gently tucking that tailbone in. Shift the weight back into your heels. So whatever arm way is comfortable for you. We're in our chair pose. On that exhale, forward fold. Hands to shin for flat back. Plant your hands down on the mat. We step back and flow. We meet in our downward facing dog. I want you to take 2 breaths in your downward facing dog once we've all gotten there. I'm going to bring that right leg up towards the sky. If you need to take a knee, you can also do it this way as well. Bring that foot through, frame the hand. We're in our runner's lunge. Just stay here for a second. Feel that hip, feel that psoas. Feel that stretch. We're going to shift the back foot, pivot it out 45 degrees. Pinky toe is on the mat. Bring yourself up for our warrior one. Bend into that front knee. Knee is tracking right over your ankle. I want you to make sure that back foot, your pinky toe is on the mat. Bend here. On that exhale, open up. This is your warrior two. Nice strong arms. Bring that gaze forward, so keep that bend in the knee. Inhale, reversing your warrior. If you like to bind, you can also bind here. And windmill your hands down. We're going to step back and flow. Do the same thing on the other side. Taking your 2 breaths, pushing away with your hands. Bringing that left leg up and bring it through to frame the hands. We're gonna first stay here because we have to get into that lunge. Let's feel that stretch. Now pivot your back foot, pinky toe is on the mat, and inhale, come up. Core engaged here. We're bending into both feet, so I want your weight to be evenly distributed on both sides. You're gonna bring that gaze forward, those hips come forward. Bend into that front knee. We're just seeing the big toe. That's how we know that ankle's tracking right over our knee. On that exhale, open up. Warrior two. Gaze over that ring finger. Keep that bend. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Again, you can bind on this side as well. And on that exhale, windmill your hands down. We're going to step back and flow. Let's meet in our down dog. Take your 2 breaths. Bringing that gaze towards your hands. Walk your feet towards your hands. We're going to sit back in that chair. Bend your knees. Belly on the thigh if you need it, and sit in your chair. Whatever arm variation that works for you. Again, find that length in that tailbone. Hold long back here. That weight is in your heels. On that exhale, forward fold. I know we're nice and warm now. Hands to shin, fork flat back. Plant your hands down on the mat. Step back and flow. You know where we're going to meet. Take your 2 breaths. Push away with those hands. Bring that right foot up towards the sky. Bend it and bring it through. We transition to our warrior one. Pivot the back foot. Come up. On that exhale, open up to your warrior two. Inhale, reversing your warrior. I feel like binding today. I don't know. On that exhale, we're going to come back to that warrior two. And we're going to straighten the front leg. Straighten your front leg. Hinge forward. Lower that front hand. Bring that back hand up. Triangle pose. Bring that gaze towards that back hand. Stack your shoulders one on top of the other. On that inhale, reverse your warrior. Put that bend back into your knee. And on that exhale, windmill your hands down. We'll step back and flow. All right. Take your 2 breaths. Always come back to the breath. Bringing that left leg up towards the sky. Bend it and bring it through. Pivot, open up for your warrior one. On that exhale, open up warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. On that exhale, You're going to straighten those arms out, straighten your legs, hinge forward, drop the front hand. Now, if you need blocks, I wasn't cueing blocks, I forgot. If you want blocks, you can put your hands here for a block. So that's another way you can have your blocks. On that inhale, we're going to reverse the warrior. And on that exhale, windmill your hands down. You can move your block, step back, and we flow. Bringing that gaze towards your hands. Walk your feet towards your hands. We're going to sit back in that chair, bend your knees, elongate that spine. And on that exhale, bring yourself to standing. All right. I'm going to do one more balancing posture because we've probably been doing a lot of sitting and I want to work those quads. So feel free, if you need to hold on to a wall for this one, you can. We're going to shift the weight into that right leg. We're going to bend the knee, the left knee, hug it all the way in. Hug that knee in. Find your balance. Now, this is good to set a drishti point. A drishti point is something that's right in front of you that doesn't move. So don't look at me, I'm moving. And now I want you to bend that knee. Hold on to the outside of that foot. We're going to bend that knee down. Again, if you have a chair, something to hold on to, the couch, we want to get that knee down in line with the other knee. So you want that knee to be nice and straight. Bringing that heel in towards your glute. We're going to have our body nice and neutral. That gaze is forward. We want to root down as much as possible on all four corners of our feet. Get that big toe down. If you like to reach another hand back and grab the other foot, you can. We're stretching that quad. And on that exhale, lower the foot all the way back down. Shake it out. We're going over to the other side. Shift that weight into your left foot. We're going to hug in the right foot. Set your drishti point before you move your foot. Get your balance. Focus on something that isn't moving. Hug that knee in. And on that exhale, we're going to lower the knee. Hold on to the top of the foot. Lower that knee down. Again, we're going to get that knee in line with our standing leg. Nice neutral spine here. We're rooting down into that standing leg. I want you to activate that leg. Get that heel towards your glute. Allow your shoulders to be relaxed. Feel that quad stretch. Feel that stretch in your hip. On that exhale, we're going to lower down our leg nice and gently, not like I did. And shake it out. Very nice. Come to the top of your mat. We're going to inhale, bring those arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Give your body a little rock. We're going to squat down, bringing those hips all the way down towards the ground. Bring your hands behind you. We come into our seat. Keep those feet out in front. Bring your hands behind you. Fingertips extend behind you. Bring that chest forward. That gaze is neutral. I want you to press into those hands. Again, we're not heavy on those wrists. Push into those fingertips. And then bring the hands back in front. Hug your knees into your chest. Lower the head towards the knee. Relax your shoulders. We're going to tuck that tailbone under as we roll all the way back. Try to keep the feet planted on the mat as much as possible. Come back nice and slow. Engage your core. Come all the way back. Lower your head down onto your mat. Bring those arms up overhead. Take a breath. You deserve it. All right, one at a time. I want you to hug those knees into the chest so you got both of them in. Gently rock from left to right. I'm going to rock myself down. Take those feet up overhead. Flex your toes down towards your body. I want you to wiggle those toes. Move your ankles. Move in the opposite direction. And then hug those knees back into your chest. We're going to release the right leg. Keep the left leg in. You can lower that leg all the way down. We're going to take that knee across our body. Take it across your body. Let the knee fall. Take that left hand out to a T. The right hand can be on top of the thigh as long as it's not the knee. Turn your gaze away from your knee. Look towards that back hand. And on that inhale, come back onto your back. Hug your knee back into your chest. We're going to take our right hand to the top of that foot. Let your knee come out. So that knee is going to come up towards the ceiling. And if you can, let the knee drop all the way down. You can hug that foot in. Let the knee fall. So there is a standing posture that's just like this. It's a little more intense, of course, standing up. Flex that right toe back towards your body. We're just going to hold that foot in. Let that knee drop. Just open up that hip. Get the top of the thigh. And on that inhale, bring that knee back into the chest. And lower it down. We're going to swap the legs out. Let's see if we can engage our core. So bring the leg down, bring the other leg up. Swapping out nice and even. Hugging that knee in. And then let that knee cross over your body. Let the knee fall. Bring the gaze back towards that back hand. Your hand is out to a T. All right. Who's still persevering through? You got it. I know you got it. Remember to let that hip release. On that inhale, bring that knee back onto your chest. We're going to hold on to that top of the foot. Let that knee come up towards the sky. And if you can, allow the knee to fall all the way down and let the knee fall out. That heel is in towards your hip. Again, you're flexing back your long leg. Letting that knee come down. You can tuck the foot into the crease of the hip. Letting that knee come out. Let your shoulders relax. Whenever you experience any type of tension that doesn't feel good, remember to come back out of that posture. Don't go too deep. And on that inhale, bring that knee back into the chest. Hug it in. I'm going to take that long leg and hug that knee in as well. Give your knees another rock from left to right. Planting the feet down onto the mat. We want to keep them hip distance apart. Crossing your right leg over your left. Let that leg come out. So we're going to really get a nice wide figure four cross. Bringing your hands out to the T. We're not going to do our reclined pigeon on our back just yet. We're going to let that foot fall over and let the foot fall down flat. Let the knee come down. I really want you to feel that hip. We did a lot of postures on our hip. So we want to make sure that we're giving that hip a lot of extra love. Turn your gaze, if you can, away from your knees. Take one more full breath. Inhale as deep as you can. Exhale, let it out. We're going to engage our core. Bring the knee back up to center. Core engaged. Uncross your knees. Give your knees a little windshield wipe. Rock from left to right. And then cross over your opposite leg. I'm going to let that foot fall over to the side. Again, getting that stretch on your side body. Letting that hip release down. Turning your gaze away from your knee. Starting to slow that heart rate down. Deepen our breathing. Letting your body relax into the mat. And on that inhale, engage your core. Bring those knees back up. Uncross your legs. Give your knees a little rock from left to right. All right, we can do our full pigeon on our back now. Let's cross over the opposite leg. We're going to thread our hands in through that bent leg on the back. Bend your knees in towards your chest. Hug it in. Bring that knee close to the chest. Shoulders are back. Neck is relaxed. You're hugging that knee in towards your chest. You can use that opposite elbow to push that thigh away. Your preference. If you're feeling extra stretchy, you can always bring those hands to the outside of your shin. Get a little deeper stretch. Completely up to you. On that exhale, we're going to release the hands. Lower that foot. Uncross your leg. Give your knees a little rock. Release that tension on your lower back. And then we go to the opposite side. Again, wide figure four. Hugging that knee into the chest. Inhale, thread your fingertips behind your thigh. Push away with that elbow. Again, our bodies aren't symmetric. One side is always going to be better than the other. Make sure you lead with the breath. Listen to your body. Again, if you're feeling extra stretchy. This really works that outer hip in your glute. Getting that spine as flat on the mat as possible. Lifting that tailbone off of your mat. On your next exhale, you're going to release the hands. Uncross your legs. Give it a rock from left to right. With your feet flat on the mat, let your knees fall over to one side, wherever they are. Just let it fall. Let your knees fall over. Let the weight come down. Engage that core. Bring the knees back up to center. And just let them fall over to the other side. Very nice. I know you're doing a good job. Because this is your practice. It's not expected to look like anyone else's but yours. Bringing those knees back up to center. Give your knees a hug in with your chest. Rock from left to right. I'm going to step those feet back up towards the ceiling. I want you to get that spine on the mat as much as possible. Even if you have to tilt your pelvis in, your spine is on the mat. No space here. Really want you to engage that leg. See if you can bring those knees closer to that hip. So right on top. Bring those hands up towards the feet. Keeping the neck on the mat. Just extending those arms forward. And on that exhale, we're going to engage our core. We're going to lower down our legs and our hands behind us at the same time. Nice and slow. Begin to move the hands and the feet, bringing that separation. All the way down until our feet reach the ground and our hands are behind us. Relax here. All right, we got to bring them back up. So just as slowly as we went out, we're going to bring them back up. Engage the core. Bring the hands back up. Bring the feet back up. That spine is flat on the mat. Neck is relaxed. All right, we're back to where we started. Bend the knees, hug the knees into the chest, release. Give it a rock. I'm going to bring those hands out to a T. Let your knees fall over to one side, supine twist. Setting that gaze opposite of your knees. And then on that inhale, bring the knees together as much as possible. We're going to bring them over to the other side. Set your gaze away from your knees. On your next inhale, engage your core. Bring your knees back into your chest. Give it a rock from left to right. We're going to release our legs down by our side, one at a time. Let them fall. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Give your body one last stretch as if you just woke up in the morning. And then allow those hands to come down. We're going to take one hand onto our hearts and one hand onto our belly. Readjust. Allow that spine to come in contact with the mat. Let your shoulders come down. We're going to take an inhale in and exhale out. As we begin to come back to that intention, back to our breath, we're going to take a scan of our bodies from the crown of our head, releasing tension in between our brows, unclenching our jaw, letting your tongue relax, letting your neck soften, your shoulders relax into the mat. Let your hips relax. Again, that spine in contact with the mat as much as possible. Your hips settled into the mat. Knees, ankles, and toes are heavy on your mat. Just let them hang wherever they are. That intention is perseverance. You persevere through everything. Life is not linear. There's ups and downs. Sometimes we have to go back to move forward. But every day we wake up and we start again. We persevere through. You are strong. Stronger than you think you are. Know that every day is not going to be sunshine. Sometimes there's rain. But in that rain, it washes away. It brings that rainbow, that promise. It's going to be another day to get it right, another day to make it work. Persevere in the midst of anything that's going on, things that's going on around you. Persevere through. I want you to take 2 breaths of silence as you internalize what that means for you. We're gently bringing awareness back into our bodies and back into this space. Getting ourselves ready to meet our day. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, invite movement. Deepen your breath. Hug your knees into your chest one at a time. Roll over to your right side. Cradle your head if you need to. Give yourself that time before you reconnect. Using that top hand, push yourself back up to any comfortable seated position that works for you. We're going to take those hands to heart center, our thumbs into our chest. I want you to thank yourself for waking up, showing up for you today. Thank your body for supporting you in this practice. I thank you for supporting me, just being able to share your energy. Your energy is felt. I thank you so much for joining me. I want you to get out there and persevere. Namaste. I thank you so much for supporting me. I thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your journey. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know how that works. I thank you so much. Let's see who's in the chat. Say hello, shout it out. You have to go to live chat, and the chat option is there if you're on your phone. I had to figure that out because I don't know. Harder on this side. Okay, Dre baby. This needs more practice. Hello, Glenita. Hey, hello, Aunt Flo. Hello. I love to hear see all of the chats. This one was a little bit more intense. Remember, the first Saturdays of the month is chair yoga. So we do the chair yoga every first Saturday of the month. So when we get to that, I will definitely make sure that we have that going. But I want to make sure that you know what's going on here. I like to get, hey Magic Chat, I like to get feedback and suggestions for practices. So on Wednesdays, I upload a new video every week. So I do take suggestions. So leave me a message in the comments. Let me know what type of practice you like, because I cater to you. So one person has already requested a one for quads, tight quads. So if you experience tight quads, I will be making a video for you, and let me know. Thank you, Yolanda. I'm glad you loved the class. You cannot reach your foot, maybe with a strap. Yes, get your straps. You can get straps that look like this. I got this one from Walmart, maybe about $2 from Walmart. I do have some suggestions for ones from Amazon. You can get the block and the strap together. So yes, there are straps that you can get, but let me know if you're looking for a particular class. My last class that just posted was the yoga on blocks. So that class is completely on your blocks to help get you to better get a feel for your blocks and how to use them. So I want to make sure that you get that in. So please remember to like, share, subscribe, And I will see you next week. Please have a great, great weekend. Remember to, persevere. Okay. The intention word was persevere. And don't be too crazy on your practice. It's a practice. It's not a perfect. I am not perfect. Don't have the perfect body. So we're all in this together. All right. I definitely thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.